video. Rob's trying to find some tools that he needs for like his little camera gear, like kit he's building. I don't know, it's just for the cage. It just makes life so much easier when you have it on the fly rather than not, so everything doesn't break. And if something does break, you have the tools to fix it. So he just found something perfect. It's like small and fat, so it's pretty rad. Rob's dragging me through all the electronics. He's currently looking at a battery that we can plug the Godox into. It's $90.
Expensive.
Super expensive, but worth it. But we should probably hold off. What's up, everyone? So, I had a vlog I was working on, and I had like a bunch of dope footage. I even had us adventuring to Joanne Fabrics, which, you know what? I lost that footage. It's okay. Accidents happen. Rob accidentally overrode everything on the card.
Not all the clips were my fault. I had like 3 clips that I overrode.
So, didn't lose my cool. I was alright. Continued editing the vlog. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the best of this. Lost all the funny bits, but we're gonna make the best of it. Let's just make it a serious cinematic vlog. Well then, my dumbass deleted all the fucking clips from the vlog on accident on my computer, so here we are, starting over again. So, you guys, you're gonna miss everything that we did the last couple of days, because Rob and I both fucked up.
Yeah, we're gonna start over.
So, here we are. It's fun being a YouTuber. Alright everybody, so it's like 9 o'clock on a Wednesday, and Rob and I have been in the house for the last 2 days just editing and grinding and getting shit done and doing shoots. So he asked me what I wanted to do tonight, and I said I wanted to go out and create. I have no idea where we're going, but we're taking my car and we're going on an adventure, so come along with me for the ride. Enjoy. Alright guys, so we are at Watch Hill?
Watch Hill, yeah.
Watch Hill. So this is where he took me. He didn't murder me, so that's pretty rad.
Oh boy.
Just kidding. No, we're testing out the new lens that we got, which is the 24.
Yep.
And then he's comparing it to the other wide lens, which isn't as fast as this one, which is what, the 14?
Yep.
Oh, I actually know the shit. All right, that's cool. So yeah, we're trying out different shots. Like he's got a bowling light over there, not this one, but behind. You can see me. It's like the orange light. So he has that kicking up against the fence that we're shooting, and he's capturing the sky. So that's cool. I guess that's called like a time lapse or something, or not? Yeah, long exposure. I'm learning. So today, well, I should say tonight because it's like midnight. I was responsible for bringing my own gear. So here's my little backpack. Pretty excited about it. You can tell my cat definitely got to it. Little bitch. And then Rob's got his little bag over there. It's nice. Got 2 tripods, 2 bowlings, and the 6300 over there, which you can't really see. I'll post a clip up above. But yeah, there's our favorite little guy right there, the bowling. Where are you? I can't see you. There you are.
I do want to get a couple shots.
Yo, so like if you're gonna be standing outside in 30-degree weather or below on the beach, definitely don't wear Vans. Not a good idea. 10 out of 10, not a good time. Alright everybody, as you saw, we froze our asses off last night. We're just getting up, starting our day now, having some lunch. Having some chicken stir fry. It's pretty tasty, so I think Rob's spending the day editing. I'm probably going to be editing something. I don't really know. But I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. guys, so today I'd like to talk about a topic that Rob and I have both been talking about quite often, and it's the topic of trade for print and why it's killing the industry. So there's a few reasons, in my opinion, that why it would be killing the industry, and it's that trade for print is supposed to be like an even trade. Now, if somebody who's extremely talented and somebody who's not extremely talented and you're trading and you're swapping portfolios, it is not an even trade. Being a model, when you work with a photographer who's learning their skills on the camera and they don't know lighting and they don't know how to focus and get the details of the concept that you're trying to execute, it's not fair. And not to get paid for that is a complete waste of time, because again, time is money. And then being a photographer working with a model, and a model has no idea how to take direction or to pose themselves in flattering angles or knowing their angles, that's also frustrating. So trade for print should be something that is only specifically offered if it is an even trade. If you have a service and a skill, you should be being paid for it. Being a model, I'm putting in so much effort into my looks and into my concepts. Not only that, but money. So like, money's not a big thing to me, but it is when it's being wasted. So for example, there have been times that I have gone to a couple of different studios, or I've worked with other photographers, and I put countless hours into my hair and my makeup, and I've spent buckets of money on my wardrobe, and I got my images back. Or sometimes you don't even get your images back, or you don't even get the concept that you both came up with together back in photos. So that's a waste of time. You should be being paid for not only the cost of your service and your skills, but you should be also being paid to cover the cost of what you put into it. You shouldn't be breaking even. It's pretty frustrating when you have photographers hit you up as a model. Being an experienced model and being somebody that does this full time now, I'm not the best person that's out there. I have my flaws. I'm still learning, and I feel like once you stop learning is when you should just stop working on your craft. But I've had a couple people reach out to me and they've been like, well, I'd love to work with you. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Well, here are my rates. And they instantly like scoff at it, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize I had to pay. Well, it's like, do you go to your pharmacy and expect not to pay for your medication? Or do you go to the grocery store and pick out groceries and expect not to pay for it? Or do you go to a blacksmith and have them make you a baller sword and expect them not to pay for it? No. That's not how things like that work. Like, granted, blacksmiths aren't really something that's happening all the time. I don't know why I said that. But, yeah, it's just frustrating. So, being a model and photographer in this industry, you need to hold firm, and also don't feel bad that people scoff at you having prices for your service, because not only that, it's a professionalism. You're offering a professional service. You should be, again, being paid for that. I can't stress that enough. Like, for me, this is my full-time job. This is what I do every day. Every day we shoot somebody, and every day I'm making videos. And I'm learning, and so it's just frustrating for me to see other people be crumbled, to feel like they have to give in to trade for print, because I know so many other talented models out there that should be being paid, as well as photographers. I'm sure Rob at some point will check in on this vlog and give you his thoughts and opinions on it as well. Sound off down below what you think. If you're in the industry, or if you're somebody that's an admirer and you have any like thoughts and opinion on this topic, say something down below. Tell us how you feel. Always looking to conversate with you guys and come out with more videos for you guys and maybe other topics. Another topic that I personally would like to talk about is group shoots and why you should avoid them. But anyways, that's for another time. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Sound off down below again if you have any opinions on this. And yeah, I'll have Rob come in here and tell you his thoughts and opinions. Thanks for listening.
So, trade for print, has it ruined the industry, or is it good for the industry? From a photographer standpoint of view, it is something that's definitely wrecked the photography world completely, and in my opinion, for a bad thing. I think I think even more so, the biggest factor that's kind of ruined photography is Instagram. Instagram has really wrecked it because everybody thinks they're a photographer, everyone has a cell phone. And for the most part, cell phones are great. You can take awesome photos with it, but when you're going to commercial world or printing or heavy editing and things like that, cell phones just have smaller sensors, the file sizes are not as deep. It's something that you just need a regular proper camera for. And the trade for print world has made it so everyone with a cell phone or even everybody with a cheap camera thinks they're a photographer and is offering trade for print. And it could be for a variety of reasons. Sometimes people are creepers and they want to check out women and get them around and take photos. Another thing could be that they actually legitimately think they're really good because they're learning, and now you have a camera and it's, oh my god, it takes such better photos than a phone. But it's not just the camera. Like, a photographer has a lot of experience and stuff. Trade for print does give you good experience, and it's kind of a nice way to meet new people to work with. But in general, like, you're better just to get paid for your work, and you're also better to pay for solid work. Nobody wants to be a starving artist, and if you don't get paid for your work and you're doing it for free, then in the long run, it's definitely going to hurt you. A lot of companies nowadays have like limits on how many followers you can have because they're looking at it from the influencer standpoint, where not only are they getting great images from the model, but then they're also getting access to basically their following. So that whole other dynamic is kind of come into play, especially for trade for print, where it's like follow for follow. But in general, I think anybody serious now, especially us at Viking Studios, like last year we did a decent amount of paid work, but we also did trade for print to try to network and use it as a networking tool. Not so much with access to people's followers, but to try to engage and give people test runs, see if someone want to work with again, instead of like, you know, booking somebody. And we kind of come into several different issues with that. One is that you don't know who you're basically getting, and then the other issue is that you might not get anybody. A lot of people, when it's straight for print, will blow it off and not show up. I noticed that with paid shoots, we never have a cancellation ever, and we require a deposit. And so far in 2020, that's all we're doing. We're doing paid work only. Very few creative projects where we need somebody, and we'll offer that spot for them for free. But generally speaking, it's paid going forward. And a lot of people will turn their head at that, going, "Oh, I'll go to so-and-so and I'll get it for free." Well, no, you'll go to so-and-so and you'll get work for free, but you're not going to get our work. You're not going to get the professionalism, somebody that has all the gear that can do it either in-house or on location or go to another studio, has the experience. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for all that experience and that peace of mind. I've kind of always said to a model, models and photographers alike, is really only as good as your worst photo. So if you're a model and you're trying to build up a portfolio, shooting a million different photographers and getting a bunch of different style images can be really great if they're good work. But if you're getting bad images back, or not images at all, because trade for print photographers are notorious for never editing or never even sending them the shots back, then it's not helping you. You know, people are going to look at a variety of work from a bunch of different photographers as a model and say, well, this looks totally different than this shot, and this one looks totally different. So immediately at that point, I look at it and go, so it depends on who the photographer is and how good your work is. Versus a model that puts out only top level work across the board, they're gonna look at it as, wow, you're really good. You're able to produce in, you know, a variety of different looks. But if you've got like a shot in there or a whole set that's not good and it's terrible, people are gonna look at that and go, wow, that photographer sucked. And then that takes away from you as a model. They're gonna immediately think that the skill is on the photographer, because that's why there's such a variance, and not the model. And you don't want that. You want to project strength and show your strong suits, and you also want to work with only good talent. You don't want to work with like basically crappy photographers, because once you start doing that, you know, you just go down the spiral, and the bottom of that spiral is trade for print. You're just working for free basically, and it takes a lot of time and effort. I know models get their makeup done, they get their hair done, their nails, their outfits are expensive, they have to make the scheduling time, not to mention there's always a risk factor. They're showing up and meeting somebody they don't know. There's a lot of different things that come into play, so you might as well be getting paid for it, and you should be getting paid for it because you are putting a service out there and you're putting out a lot of work. So trade for print, in my opinion, has definitely really soiled the industry. It's not dead, but it's definitely hurting. Now the other thing is, you think of commercial photography, that's always going to be a thing. Companies are paying for solid work. They're not hiring Instagram photographers and things like that. they're hiring people for actual work. And I kind of wish that the general market of photography would kind of go back into that realm, and it slowly is. It's kind of like over editing. We know a couple photographers that heavily over edit their photos and remove all the skin and the pores and everything, and the photos just absolutely look terrible and they look ridiculous. And it's pretty common knowledge that the photographer's crap, and it's said that way across the board. So, and besides kind of trade for print kind of being frowned upon today, another thing is the over editing and the falseness. People want real, they want raw, want to see what a model looks like. Retouching and cleaning up an image is one thing, but I don't want to see an image that looks like a totally different person, and then that person shows up and they're not even remotely close to what I was expecting. From a photographer standpoint, that throws it off for me. So that's just a couple different things that are changing in the industry. Trade for print is definitely becoming slowly more and more frowned upon, especially by professionals, because they're trying to make a living. And when someone wants to do the same thing for free, that's way worse quality. A lot of people still gravitate toward that free, unfortunately. So it's something that definitely hurts the industry. Yeah, that's really what I've got to say on it. I'm rambling now, so I'll let Caitlin get back to it.
Yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble. If you have any opinions about this, comment down below and let us know how you feel, because I'd love to chat with you guys. Thanks for listening.